Hello fellow sim racers. Today's video sees a welcome return to Raceroom racing experience on the channel and a preview of the upcoming Bilster Berg circuit. While perhaps it's not the first name to trip off the tongue when it comes to German motorsport, Bilster Berg is far from a well-kept secret. The motorsport resort has gained a reputation as a driver's track thanks to its mixture of technical corners, impressive elevation changes and unforgiving layout. So then, let's take a look at how a venue that some refer to as the mini-Nurburgring stacks up in Raceroom. Bilster Berg has a bit of a strange mix of ingredients. It was built on the site of a former Cold War ammunition store. It operates as a sort of testing, track day and corporate events facility, and it was designed by Hermann Tilke, though free from the restraints imposed on some of his more well-known creations, you'd be very hard pushed to tell. Added together, you could be forgiven for thinking that this place is somewhat unremarkable, but you'd be dead wrong. It's hard to convey through video just how rewarding this track is to drive. Almost every corner is in some way interesting, be it through elevation, unforgiving camber, bumps and dips, or, in many cases, the fact that the apex isn't visible until you're close enough to smell it. And then there's the sense that the whole circuit is just one giant roller coaster, with the elevation varying by 200 meters through the duration of the 4.2-kilometer main lap. Honestly, I think there's something for everyone here. I very rarely spend my time in racing sims hot lapping, but the challenge of this circuit has had me turning a serious number of laps in practice mode, just chasing the lap time. And I think that's a compliment. So then, what are we actually looking at here? The Raceroom interpretation of the circuit includes 5 different layouts. First up is the full 4.2-kilometer circuit in 2 variations, both with and without the chicane before the fast turn 17. Similarly, the East Loop can be driven with or without the chicane, and finally, the diminutive West Loop, which packs in most of the more technical corners, brings the total to 5. When it comes to circuits, Raceroom has always been pretty consistent in the quality department, and Bilster Berg is no different. And as ever, one of the big pluses is in the immersion the circuit offers. The team at Sector 3 have traditionally been very good at making their circuits feel like a working racetrack, rather than some sort of clean-cut architectural models that can appear in racing sims from time to time. And as you would expect, this circuit offers more of the same. The textures show plenty of signs of use and abuse in all the right places, the circuit is well populated with objects and cameos, and the environment looks very much lived in. And all of that comes together to form something that's both enjoyable to drive and, importantly from the immersion side of things, plausible. So, it's fun to drive and it looks good, but that's really only part of the story. The real circuit doesn't host sanctioned race meetings, and track days, experiences, test sessions and corporate experiences make up the bulk of the circuit's day-to-day activities. So of course, hot lapping and track day type activities do work rather well in the Raceroom version, as you would expect. Dodging in and out of slower traffic while trying to put in a decent lap time is, as ever, good fun, but thanks to the blind nature of many sections of the circuit, it can be pretty hair-raising. That all being said, the big advantage of driving in the virtual world is that you don't have to pay any attention whatsoever to real-world restrictions. And I've got to say, there's some pretty fun racing to be had here, as long as you pick the right cars. Single-seaters are tricky but doable, but for me, it's slower tin tops that are really in their element here. Or to put it another way, the touring car approach to passing is perhaps better suited to this narrow and complex circuit. I've mentioned in the past that one of my favourite aspects of the Raceroom model is that they can bring what is arguably more niche content to the sim, and I think Bilster Berg is a perfect example of this. This is a circuit that has a lot to offer to sim racers, and it's nice to see it included as official content in one of the mainstream sims. And on that note, I really hope the guys at Sector 3 set up some interesting leaderboard challenges or other competition featuring Bilster Berg, because this is a circuit that's just made for that kind of thing. From what I've been told, this should be added to the Raceroom store in the very near future, so keep an eye out for that. And that pretty much signals the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, it would be great if you could hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can see more content like this in the future. So all that's left to say is goodbye, thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.